What other areas are you seeing with AI that besides email that are like,
Um, I mean, one that I've heard you talk about that you like that I don't like
oh yeah,
is live AI sales coaching. Um,
yeah,
and this is not a professional opinion. This is not Collin, CEO of Predictable Revenue, saying I think this is bad. This is Collin, the guy who spent 10 years in sales before I started this, and I've been in sales for a lot longer. Saying I personally don't like it because I can't look at Jason. I can hardly look at Jason and look at a static document that has a single page of Google Notes and maintain the conversation. Let alone if I had, you going and then Doogie Howser screen typing right here, going do, 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 do,
yeah.
do, do, and spitting out the this is how you handle that objection, and this is how you handle that, and this is how you handle that. I just don't think, and I'm sure there are people that are younger and more able to split their attention. I just don't think on a sales call with the depth of thought and the complexity of the conversations, I don't think I have the ability to make the most out of a system like that.
Yeah, the AI coaching is, so I won't mention the specific individual, but there's someone that does training and coaching that is very well known in the SaaS space. And he thinks that the future is a version of him being a sales coach, like an AI sales coach version of him. So basically taking all of his content, all this other kind of stuff, and teams could pay and sign up their reps to get AI coaching. So it's like literally someone I could like talk to on a call like this, chat back and forth. I just don't ever see that level of sophistication happening, nor would I trust that advice. I think that there's like little stuff, like if I was on a sales call and I was just right before this on a call with a new client that sells an HR like payroll solution. They compete against all of the big payroll solutions, right? ADP, et cetera. And if someone said I was using ADP and a little prompt came up with like, battle card, here's 3 or 4 bullet points on areas where we tend to differentiate or problems where customers tend to have, or a relevant customer who switched and then why. I think that kind of stuff, I've used it a little bit with, I think Revenue IO's platform has a little bit of this built in for the call coaching around the cold call. I think if you can set what level of it that you want to pop up and it's not too distracting, it's almost like what I would envision the cockpit of a fighter jet is kind of like, where I'm being notified of things and I'm like in the moment doing the thing that I need to do, but I'm being alerted by certain things that I can take action on. I do think it would take a lot of practice, but I didn't find the experience with the platform to be very distracting as long as I could throttle back stuff that I don't want to hear. So if it's telling me what I need to ask next and what I need to do, I think that's way too much and it's not going to get good enough to do that. But if it's prompting battle cards or specific types of things like that, I think that could be pretty interesting. I don't know. I don't know if they like Revenue IO, for example. I don't know. I haven't looked recently. I don't know how much data they have to support. Like, does this work? Do reps see an increase with this? I thought it was kind of cool though. I found it useful.
I could see it being useful for a newer rep, to have things surfaced. But like for you selling Outbound Squad services, do you think you would actually use that to sell Outbound Squad right now? Being Jason, having been selling this for a few years and knowing all of that, or is there a time and a place for like a more junior rep that's trying to figure these things out?
Yeah. I would use it in a very different way, though. The part that is the hardest part for me is like with the conversational intelligence tools is that you have to set all of this stuff up. It takes a really long time to set it up. So I would use the competitive battle cards piece. But I get your point. I mean, I'm not going to have like what would be really helpful for a first year SDR that's never done cold calling before is to, hey, permission-based opener. It's like right there, right, pops up. Boom, priority drop. Like these are the 2 talking points. Boom, for this persona. I wouldn't personally want that for me, for my stuff at this point. So again, I think it's like your ability to throttle stuff on and off, I think is going to be really impactful, but is that really AI? I don't really think that that's AI. I mean,
Yeah.
it's detecting word for word transcriptions. It's pulling stuff and it's just serving up what it thinks you want. It doesn't get smarter at all or better at detecting stuff. So I don't really even think that that's artificial intelligence.
It's using like large language models to understand the words. But I think to your point, like what you're talking about is just good sales planning, good strategy of if this, then that. And like, it doesn't seem like we're at a point where I mean, what my original vision for Voltage CRM was, it was going to be a CRM system. It would suck your data out of Salesforce and it would compile and do all the math and then profile all your customers and then find, okay, here's a database. These are all the matching customers. Here's all your opportunities based on all of your past opportunity movement and all the things that have happened. These are the ops that are likely to close and these are the ops that are not likely to close and why. And like we're a step closer to that, but the level of understanding, like there's something, I haven't seen anything that's made progress on that element of understanding, right? The large language models are great at listening or good at listening, good at diarization, which is like identifying the speakers, good at transcribing, good at telling you what was said. And then, you can ask it questions about those things, but AI I don't know if it's at a place where it's understanding exactly what's going on.